Good morning and welcome to the Lardest Podcast. This is season 2. And today, as you can see, if you're on video, if you're on audio, we have ARYSTUDIO, one of the co-founders of Lozano Gallery.
Hello.
And I am your host for the evening, Mr. David Ronald, the other guy. You are listening to the LA Artist Podcast, where we chat with local artists about their works, styles, what influenced them to start their artist journey, and more. Subscribe so you don't miss the latest episode. And to see bonus content, check out our website on the description below. This podcast is produced by Lozano Gallery, an LA-based gallery and studio space dedicated to showcase work from upcoming artists, as well as provide space for art shows, workshops, photo and film production. Feel free to check out the gallery at lozanogallery.com. But yes, hello and welcome to, this is going to be season 2, and we're bringing it back. One thing I will say for the audio listeners, it doesn't really have anything to do with you guys, but for the video people, can you move the sign that's like right behind you, because it's kind of like bugging me?
No, I want to be right in front of it. All right.
Just set it next to you, I suppose. That works better. Yeah, we had the Lozano sign literally right behind our guests where they're going to be sitting. And
how does that look?
That looks pretty good. I can dig that. And again, thank you for joining us. This is season 2. Season 2. And season 1 ended a little abruptly. But mainly because we had multiple shows almost back to back, and we had a couple traveling shows and stuff like that. So it kind of ended without an ending. But we're starting over. Not really starting over, but we're bringing it back. And last season we had about 13, 14 different artists, different friends that we've met along the night. Yeah. And this season, we want to have more. We're already in talks with 10 artists that we're going to be recording this month. And then they'll be put out on a weekly basis, as you know, with the main podcast and an after show, which has been a pretty fun format to have a way for the audience to get to know the artists and their journey. And then the after show to get to know the artists as themselves.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah. And any memorable things that you remember from the first season?
Ooh, a few memorables. Mainly the after shows. I mean, the main episodes are cool and all.
But yeah, so that's going to be the fun part about this new location. Sorry, we kind of got a little bit interrupted. I'll try to see if you can hear any of the audio. If not, we'll just cut it and we'll be like, hello, and we're back. But we are technically outside doing the podcast this time, and you'll hear birds, you'll hear dogs, you'll hear helicopters and whatnot. But just to switch it up, to make it more comfortable.
Yeah, it does feel nice out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully it doesn't get too hot or too cold, but we are prepared with heaters and all that fun stuff, and obviously coffee and yummy deliciousness for our guests. But yeah, so back to memorable moments. You were talking about the after shows.
Yeah, because I don't know, it's just more fun, more relaxed environment to hang out with your friends that you mainly just see at art shows, at galleries, at all these events. But it's good to just hang out and just talk.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do that format of an after show. Mainly because I want to get to know the artists as people, as humans, as friends. Mm-hmm. And we'll have topics. I think I remember with Ashley Wright, we started the after show talking about, do we like Krispy Kremes or Dunkin' Donuts? Mm-hmm. And little things like that, just to get to know the artists more personally.
Yeah.
And hopefully that conveys to the audience, so the audience can get to know them personally, and you can see their quirks, their styles, their life in their art.
Crazy talks like with Alex, we just randomly said something about AI, and then we went to a whole thing about AI. With Ricky, just randomly started talking about video games. So it's chill times.
Yeah, and that is one of the aspects that I do want to highlight, and make sure that we can find a good rhythm with our artists to just chit chat, and obviously the main podcast focus will be on art, any art questions or specific tips and tricks and whatnots, but you know, the after show keeping it a little bit lighter. And with that in mind, having the main podcast be more focus minded, one of the things that I wanted to talk about on this podcast is we've been doing the gallery for a little bit over 2 years now.
Seems about right.
And we've done, we've hosted and curated shows here on our gallery location as well as at the brewery shows. And I guess my question would be, you as an artist that also does other shows hosted by other people, what is your takeaway on making your own show versus going to somebody else's show or participating in somebody else's?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, hosting our own shows, it's a lot of fun. But it's a lot of work. It's exhausting. A lot of planning, hoping as well. But it's, I don't know, I feel like it's way more fun because you're involved with so many different people. We've done some solo shows here, which is cool, but I prefer the group shows because you get to hang out with more artists. You get inspired by all these awesome paintings. That's why like the brewery shows are some of my favorites. Versus applying to shows, which is cool. It's more concentrated on your own artwork. You get to talk to so many like different potential clients, potential art collectors, which is a lot of fun as well. But I still feel that I prefer when we do our own shows.
Yeah. No, I can dig that. And yeah, and even just on my side, planning the logistics of a show is definitely not easy.
Oh, also maybe the reason why I like our own shows is because I don't do the planning. I just do the partaking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's how we ended up kind of structuring our shows. You're the somewhat the face of it, and I'm the worker or the mastermind behind it. And because it is fun, I do agree on that. I love getting to know new artists that apply to our shows, but just we have a small group of artists that we can always hit up and be like, hey, we're doing a show. Do you want to be a part of it? Yeah, sure. Sign me up. Or like, oh, I can't make it, but here are some paintings that I'm not submitting to somewhere else. Like, yeah, bring them along. And but definitely the logistics of it is a little bit trickier versus applying to somebody else's show.
Yeah,
because obviously they're doing the logistics of it. But yeah, no, I do agree on that. It's definitely it's funner and I would say more rewarding because you're putting the show together. You are doing the posts, the invitations, the figuring out which artists are going to be a part of it, what size paintings they have, and then laying them out. I feel like that's always the thing that takes the longest when we're setting up a show.
Yeah.
Making sure that the layout is good, and not just put pieces up just because we were running out of time. Which again, that's me. I just want it up. I just want the show to happen. But then that's where you come in and be like, okay, no, this piece can go with this other artist, or like these group of artists have a similar style, so it can flow better, and then introduce another artist next to them, and then what?
Yeah. But with all that set in mind, I still want to apply to a whole bunch of more other shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learn from other shows, and also just branch out to like way more people.
Yeah.
And then hopefully that introduces them to our shows. So
that is one thing that I feel like I've been doing more and more, is I would apply to a show, not necessarily to sell something or to sell a piece, which again, that's the end goal. I do want to sell art. But if I can meet other artists and network and have potential collaborations, I feel like that's good too.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like you can do that. It's a little bit harder for me to do that. Because when I do other people's shows, it's hard for me to like leave my spot to go and meet other artists for most of the shows that I do, because I'm either behind the table, in front of my wall, or just people are looking at my art constantly, that I can't really have too much of a break to go explore. That's why when we do shows like Pancakes and Booze, we have like a small setup, just 3 to 6 paintings on the walls, and then like the prints at the bottom. And then because it's an easy setup, that's when I have time to go see other people while they're setting up. So it's only before shows and after shows that I can like network with other artists. But during shows is like very, very difficult.
Yeah. Again, and to the audience, to our viewers, our dynamic is Andy is the artist, like the living, breathing. He's a working artist. That's his main job, and I can kind of get away with, not necessarily having to sell art, because I do other projects. I have other clients, doing media for people, film, producing, DPing, directing, whatnot. And so I have another avenue, which again, it's a very interesting topic to have, which is something that I do want to ask our guests is that how do you manage that? Like, do you need to have a part-time job so you can pursue your goal of being a working artist, or are you just creating art as a hobby while your income is taken care of somewhere else?
Yeah, and I feel like artists in general, like sometimes they do have, their main income jobs or whatever they're called, and then do art as a passion, do art because they need the creativity to come out, and not necessarily as their full-time job, but as something like, because we're all like artists, we're all passionate, we have our day-to-day jobs, and then like, all right, after all that's done, I need to like release and just be creative, and then that works for a lot of people. Some people don't want to have like a full-time art job, or they do, it's just not in their like plans or capabilities. But either way, it's all good as long as you just stay creative one way or another. You don't even have to draw to be creative. You could just do other things, but just stay creative.
Yeah. Yeah, because I do hear that a lot from people who have, just a regular job, and they'll come up to us like, oh, you're so creative. I wish I can do that. Like I'm not creative, or I can't draw a stick figure. I'm like, well, creativity, it's not just, paint on canvas. Like you could be creative with problem solving. That's being creative, if you like puzzles, or if at your job you have to be a problem solver and you're creative in that fashion, or if you're an accountant, like numbers are, yes, very analytical, but you can find creativity in numbers, and patterns and whatnot. So like everyone is creative. They just don't think that their creativity is up to par to an artist that's paint on canvas type of thing.
Also, it's a skill. It's not something you're like, oh, you're just born naturally creative. Like, no, you
have to practice.
Yeah, you have to practice. You have to, you just learn. So
yeah, and just keep doing it. And because I think we've talked about how we always have sketchbooks. None of the sketchbooks are usually finished. But
I just bought 2 more this week.
Yeah, and mainly because they were on sale.
Oh yeah,
but a lot of people don't see the bad art that artists have on their sketchbooks, on their idea boards, on their practice canvases, and
that would be a cool show to put together, just like a sketch art show.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
To just displaying people's sketchbooks.
Either, yeah, I don't know. I have to talk to you more about that, because I don't like, most artists wouldn't want to like, tear the
pages apart.
From their sketchbooks, but what about like mounting it on somehow, like on frames, and then just displaying the one sketch that they want from the book?
Either that, or just having like little, like how they have at libraries, the book holders, like a little just slanted little platform where you can set the book and then you just ruffle through it.
Yeah, that'll have to be a more like not too open to the public type of thing, because we don't want like just random people. We want people that actually appreciate art to ruffle through them. Look, we're art concepts during
during the main podcast.
during the podcast.
And again, that's one of the things with the main podcast.
And that's the thing about like these shows. Sometimes you just think of something and you have to act on it, or like write it down, or like, because otherwise we'd forget about the show.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with sketches. An idea pops up 3-4 in the morning, you wake up, you do the idea, and then you wake up again and you're like, what did I do? What is this for?
What is this, like this squiggle? What? Like I know I've done that for poems where I have an idea and I have to jot it down. If I do it on paper, I can't really read my writing when I'm writing at 2-3 in the morning. So I usually just either use the voice memo to actually speak it onto the phone, or type it out, but that takes longer and the idea goes away. But yeah, that would be cool to do a show like that.
Yeah, just even if you have like new sketches specifically for the show that you would want to,
Showcase.
Frame up.
Yeah. I can do that. Yeah.
A thumbnail sketch art show on little like 2x3
Well, yeah, because we have toyed with the idea
Or 4x6.
of doing a miniature show.
We do want to do a miniature show. Yeah, miniature art show.
Those are always fun. Just because the concept of doing something miniature that's still detailed and planned out, it's not easy to do miniatures.
And we could fit so many artists. We could fit so many artworks of artists, because normally, like for our shows, we tell the artist, anywhere between
3 to
5 paintings, because some artists paint big, so we can't fit that many artists if like everybody has like 36 by 36 paintings or whatever.
Yeah.
And then artists that do give us some smaller paintings, we fit more of them, just because they're smaller paintings. So like we have an artist that gives us about 9 to 12 paintings, but most of them are like 6x6, so it works out. But for a miniature art show, we could have like either our same amount of artists, just like a whole bunch of paintings, or we could fit so many different artists.
Yeah, that's and again, that's the logistical aspect of curating a show, is planning it out, seeing how much space you have. Doing a miniature show would be amazing. We've done 6x6 shows.
That was fun.
That were really fun. Yeah, because usually when we do a brewery show, we'll have an estimated or an average of 20 artists, each one giving us an average between 3 to 5 paintings. If they have miniature ones, then we'll get more. If they have huge ones, then we'll get less. Because our main sizes can go anywhere from 6x6 all the way to 36 by 36. And we have a couple artists that will get some of their paintings to display that are a little bit above 36 by 36. They're roughly like 30 by 40, or what's the
only
one?
1 or 2.
Yeah. Like, or in the 40 by 40 range, because they're framed.
Yeah.
And mainly we just want under 36 by 36 because it's easier to transport. Because that's the other thing. Transporting art is not the easiest to do.
Yeah, and that's the thing about other shows as well, is like there's a window to display for other shows, which is if all artists were on time, then we wouldn't really be artists. So but there are some shows where it's like you have a certain window to take your artwork, and then as the artist or as the curator or host, you're waiting for the artist to bring the artwork before you can hang up, right? And most of the shows, they're like, all right, yeah, you could drop off anytime 2 days in advance to the space, but then that the curator has to rent out the space that they're doing the work on. It's not, if it's a 2-day show and then plus another 2 days for the artist to drop off beforehand, and then the following day to take everything down. It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. But for us, we give the artist a week before the show to drop it off at our place, and then we go hang either day of in the morning, and everything is like all the art is there, so it's like it's a bit easier.
And yeah, because we've toyed with that concept even from the get-go, like what would be easier for the artists, because we also have the artists in mind.
Yeah,
because when if we were to give them a specific time and date to drop off, some people can't make it on that specific date.
Yeah.
Or between those specific hours. So we had the idea, well, just drop it off whenever you can, a couple days before the show.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, doing it at your own time, whenever you're ready, just drop it off, and then we'll take care of everything else. And just to make it easier for the artists. And yeah, it's more work on us. But if the artist is happy, then they're coming back,
It's more work on us, but also it's less work on us. Because if everybody was able to drop off, the morning before the show, because not everybody gets there at the same time, we can't really figure out where the art pieces are going. It's like if an artist brings a lot of little pieces, all right, we'll have some empty spaces. If the next artist brings big pieces, and it's harder to move around the artwork to make it flow or to make it fit. But if we have all the artwork, and then we can arrange it before we set it up, with a better flow and easier sizes and all that. So
and we'll have an idea of how many paintings we're gonna have before the show, so we know how much wall space we can cover.
Mm-hmm.
If we know if somebody drops off big paintings that we weren't expecting, we're like, okay, now we have a couple days to figure out how to display those and stuff like that too.
Yeah, because if we were waiting for the artist to drop off, and then we put everything close together just so to make sure that all the artwork fits, and then it's too close together and we have two empty panels, it's okay, now we gotta spread everything out,
rearrange everything. Yeah. But yeah, that is the hard part.
It's the fun part too.
Yeah,
like a little Tetris with the art.
And what shows do you have coming up that aren't too far away?
Well, I'm always doing First Fridays in Bixby Knolls in Long Beach. So that's coming up. We're recording this on a Tuesday, and we are having the show on the Friday of. So that's coming up in a couple of days for me. Gonna be applying to another show, same venue. Just different people renting the space. The night market. We'll see if I get in. I got in last time. It was pretty cool. We'll see if I could get in this time again. And I have no idea because I'm not thinking past
too far
February.
Ahead. Yeah. Well, yeah, and also there's been a couple of shows that we always do, like Pancakes and Booze.
Yeah.
But they haven't announced the dates yet for LA and for San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are, I know for the most part, they do them February, March-ish, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes in January, but they haven't released the dates yet.
Yeah.
Those are some that we definitely want to cover on other podcasts because we have a couple artists that have been a part of that show as well. So it's another great show.
Mm-hmm. I do want to see if I could apply to some conventions. If it's not too late. Nothing as big as Comic-Con or anything like that, but some smaller ones, just to dip my toes in some of those areas, see what I need to expand on for my artwork, or if it even fits.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are always fun. The smaller conventions are easier to get into same year. The bigger ones, it's a year in advance. So
yeah, because that's how. Well, the LA Comic-Con and San Diego Comic-Con, they have a large waiting list. I think.
Yeah.
Anime Con has a
Anime Expo.
And same thing. Like they also have I think like at least a 6-month waiting list, but yeah, no, it's always fun to do shows. I do enjoy being a part of different shows. Sometimes I enjoy the setup, like planning out the setup more than the show itself.
The show itself.
Because I remember even just from doing the LA County Fair, which was a month-long event, planning out how we were going to set up to make it look, essentially to make it look like a gallery. We got a double booth. I sketched out and planned out how we can build walls.
That setup did look nice.
Yeah, and like how many panels, how many walls, how long is the space, how many paintings fit, all that fun stuff again was my style of creativity, the problem solving, which was fun. And then even when we do like smaller shows or more reoccurring shows like First Fridays, I like to make sure that I don't just put pieces up just because I have to put pieces up, but I make it, I don't know, a little artsy, a little abstract. I do a lot of smaller pieces, 4x4 in size. So when I put the 4x4 pieces on the walls, I don't just make them be in a perfect line just because I don't like perfection sometimes. So I'll make it be a little bit more abstract, and it makes people look at it easier or like get a better sense of attention because it's not a generic format of one next to the other in a consecutive line. Does that make sense?
It does, and it works for it works. It works sometimes. It works for I say 50% of the people, because the other 50% are less creative and less imaginative, and it gives them a headache that it's like, why isn't it in order?
Yeah.
Why isn't it straight? Why is one higher than the other? And we just laugh at those people.
Yeah. 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 Because it is one of those things where we mess with a couple people every now and again, and we'll put a flyer upside down or a business card slightly crooked or a painting a little bit of skew.
Yeah.
And then there's always someone who's trying to fix it. And I'm like, that's the point.
Just don't get it.
Yeah, like, thank you for coming over and looking at the painting and trying to fix it. But don't try to fix it. Just look at it. And like, sorry, it gives you a headache because it's askew or crooked or whatnot. And that's the point. I'm trying to make people get headaches. No, not really.
Yeah, but I do prefer like in-person art shows rather than like online art shows.
Yeah,
I do like people's reactions, good or bad.
Yeah.
At the artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of good and bad, and doing different shows, one of the questions that I wrote down on my little new cue cards and whatnots is what role does that play in your creativity? The doing art by yourself versus doing art with others or collaborating with others or even just brainstorming with others.
I don't know. I mean, I like doing, my own thing. I haven't done too many collaborative pieces. We have talked to quite a few artists that we want to do collabs. Maybe this year it'll be the year of the collabs. But I don't know. I do like painting just by myself, zen. But I do enjoy just painting alongside other creatives, just to get inspiration from like their color combinations or like, you know, their art styles, kind of like match the energy. It's like so many like different artists have like such cool styles, like Tasha and her like geo shapes. It fits so well with with my styles. Ashley's like colors and textures are so cool. Mel's like pastel color schemes that she uses for her artwork, for her like illustration stuff. I like those colors. I'm starting to use a little bit more of those colors. So you get like, when you're like looking at these artists, like I just get inspired to continue painting my own artwork. I don't know. I'm still not in the collaborative mood, or like looking to do collaborations with other artists. But yeah, I do enjoy just getting inspiration from their styles and their energies. So
I can dig that. Yeah, because I do see that a lot from you. Is like, you do get inspired by others, by their styles.
Yeah.
And then you redirect that into your own art.
Yeah.
To do more. But it's not like you want to collaborate with others for the sake of collaborating. You rather just feed from their energy and put it into your own pieces.
It's gotta feel right for the collab to happen. And it feels like my robots can collaborate with so many different art, but it wouldn't feel like a cohesive piece at the moment. It'll just be like, oh, they both painted on the same canvas. They're not like interacting with one another. It's not like reflecting one piece with the other piece. So until it feels right, and or until like we have like a good art concept that both feed from each other being on the same canvas, I don't think I'm gonna be collabing anytime soon.
I can do that, and I can respect that for sure, because I know we've had a couple collab pieces, but yeah, I think there was maybe the tree branch robots.
That one was fun. I want to do that one again.
And that one we were able to truly collaborate and make it look good.
Yeah.
Make it look like they belong together. And because I think we did another one where it was just my poem up top and your robots at the bottom, and it was like,
that one didn't work.
It didn't work as great. Yeah, I think we still have it in the back somewhere.
I painted over your part.
Even better. Like, I was about to say, like, we should redo that one.
It's up. It's the wood panel with the spray paint background.
Okay.
And no alien on it. So that's I just painted over just to reuse and keep the painting intact. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it was a good wood panel. Like, those things were kind of pricey.
Yeah. Got to work on a flowier script. We need a liner brush, because that one we just did it with a paint marker, and it didn't work so well.
For what?
For the script of the poem. Yeah. We need a better script brush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which again,
to make it artsy.
And that means I have to practice script brush.
Yeah.
But speaking of script brushes, let's transition over to our Quick&A. We can do a quick little Quick&A, one of the our podcast's favorite little sections, because again, we get to just chit chat, go a little bit off stream a little bit. And if you're a new listener, Quick&A is a series of quick answers and questions, mainly questions I do and he answers and whatnot. And there are no wrong answers, but you do get a grade on them. So answers must be correct at all times. And if they're not correct, then you lose. Quick and easy.
Got it.
Simple.
Got it.
So if you go back to season 1, episode 1, I think it was just us again, right? It was the first one. And if you want to do your homework and see what grade he got on that other one, but we'll start off again with the plain and simple ones, and to get the groove going. So you ready?
Just looking at the bird right there. Oh, it left. Oh, now it's right here.
Oh, look at it. Hello, birdie.
All right. Sorry.
I should add that to the questions. So pen or pencil?
I'm sticking with pen.
Ballpoint or gel pen?
Ballpoint. I like it better for coloring in.
Favorite shape?
Ooh. I'm still with the triangle. I like the triangle
guy. I can dig that. Do you finish sketchbooks or just buy another one?
Oh, I just bought 2 more this week. I said earlier in the podcast, so I finished the sketchbook. Just kidding.
What food would pair good with your art?
I feel like enchiladas, just because that's what I'm craving right now when I see them.
I can do that. What is the most used color?
Besides black, it would have to be blue.
That's the most used color?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, I see so many blues.
Yeah. What show, TV show, or Netflix show are you obsessed with right now?
Obsessed? I don't think I'm obsessed with no shows.
Or that you binge watched just because it was new?
Oh, One Piece.
Yeah.
Just because I don't have Crunchyroll, so I can't see the new ones. But Netflix has One Piece, so I'm catching up slowly, slower than others.
Would you sell art in person or online?
Ooh, I prefer in person. It's like, I don't know. People's reactions are so cool.
Do you like talking to people or just answer random questions?
I'll talk to people if they talk to me. I'll engage a little bit just to break the ice in shows, but for shows I just talk about my art, not about other things. So yeah.
Most frequently asked question.
Did you draw that?
I feel like that's gonna be every artist's answer, give or take. What? Oh, I did that one. Do you have a dedicated space or do you just paint wherever you want?
My dedicated space is wherever I'm sitting, whether it be the bedroom or the gallery.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee here, tea in Mexico.
I can do that. Favorite tea?
There's a tea in Mexico called engorda cabra, which means like
cow fattening.
The cow fattening, a cow fattener or whatever it's called. I don't know. It's this one bush with like little tiny, purple flowery, that is. We see it a lot outside in Zacatecas, Mexico. It tastes really, really good when it's boiled. It's like a reddish type of tea. It tastes really good. Hot. It tastes very good cold.
If anybody knows the name of that in the Americas in Gorda Cabra,
I haven't done much research on it.
Yeah, I think the bush kind of resembles like chamomile, because chamomile has like little yellow ball thingies.
Yeah,
like
but
thingies, but it's different color. And,
I mean, it's very different actually. No, it's not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same. No.
I don't really remember. I was too young. I think.
No, it's not the same.
Drink of choice while you're painting.
Ooh, while I'm painting, it's either water or soda.
Drink of choice while you're not painting.
So it's either a daiquiri or I think my newest favorite drink, your fiance's sister was like kind of had the idea of doing like a coconut themed drink. So now I do coconut syrup, lemon, and gin, and then just mix all that with ice, or like just mix it in ice, chill it in ice, or whatever it's called. And that is super good. So that's my new favorite right now.
I can do that. And then last question, chess or checkers?
Chess.
Are you good at both?
No.
Or neither?
I'm bad at checkers. I'm not so good at chess.
Are you better at chess than checkers?
Yes.
We should have a chess tournament with the artists just to see what they do. But yeah,
I'll come in second to last place. I'll beat one person maybe.
Well, you could beat
out of
me
out of 100
for the most part. But yeah, thank you for participating on the Quick and A. That was quick and easy. And yeah, for you audience members, what grade do you think he should receive for that? Because there were a couple good questions and a couple good answers.
B+.
B+. Yeah, I would say between a B and a B+, I guess.
B+. Plus. B++.
B++. I can dig that. But yeah, so thank you for the Quick and A.
No, it was fun.
It was fun.
I like it.
It's easy. It's one thing that we want to, just break the ice with the artist after we've been talking for like 40 minutes.
I feel like some of my answers might have changed a little bit since the last time.
Yeah.
Some of the answers stayed the same.
Yeah. As they should be.
No. I should be evolving.
Nah. That's not for the human race. But with a race in mind, we're going to do a quick little commercial break and we'll be right back. But yeah, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed the ad or commercial, or just probably me doing a voiceover to let you guys know that we'll be bringing out some merch and whatnot. And if that was not the commercial, we'll be bringing out some merch and whatnot. And
Lorano Gallery merch?
Lorano Gallery merch. We're
Artist
working
merch?
on that. And yeah, the Lardest podcast merch.
My merch?
Maybe. Your merch is your art. But yeah, so let's dive into that a little. On the commercial aspect of being an artist, like, because obviously the original art pieces are originals. They're one of a kinds. They're priced at a lot higher price. And versus more commercialized pieces. I know, like I said, we're gonna do merch. We want to put our logo, which we've designed, on everything. Put it on hats, on shirts, on sweaters, on teacups, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you balance that? Do you have a preference of commercial art versus all original art?
I do prefer the original art. I feel like the prices on my artwork are not too high. I keep it on the lower end. Eventually, they will be like super expensive that only the elite people can afford my artwork. But that's like in 100 years from now. Um, I do sell a lot of the smaller pieces, which are like below $50 range, which are still original, but they're like 4x12s and like 6x6 and 4x4s, which are a lot of fun to work on in between bigger pieces. Bigger pieces would be anywhere like 150 to like $900 range. A few 1K stuff here and there. But for commercial stuff, I like to have pins. They're fast, easy, affordable. It's like $10 a pin. It's nice. And it's of my artwork. So I do enjoy having those stickers. Everybody likes stickers. I like stickers. I need to make more stickers because right now I only have 6 designs. One of them which has sold out, and I don't think I'm bringing that design back. The circle
The
barrel top, which was really cool. The people that got it did enjoy that it was a barrel top. But I feel like making newer designs. The ones that are not sold out is because I recently got more stock on that, because they'll sell a little bit faster. They're more whimsical. They're like the image on it is a little bit better since they were digitally drawn and painted by you. I just did the sketch and then you just vectored and colored.
Yeah.
So I want to do more designs of that. The wood barrel one was just a photo image of the painting, which that's why people liked it. But the image on the other pieces were a little bit better and brighter, or bigger and brighter. So commercially, like, that sells a little bit better. So gonna start veering towards that. Prints, I might do prints. I'm still like on the fence with prints for my artwork. It'll have to depend on the piece. If it's like very unique, then I might do prints. But since a lot of my images are similar, and I don't know, I feel like people prefer the uniqueness of having an original rather than a print of my work, since my originals are just affordable. But yeah, stickers and pins. That's my type of merch.
Yeah, that's your bread and
that's my type of merch.
Yeah. And again, yeah, because I can chime in a little bit on that. On, the margins for that are good. You have good profit margins for that. The cost to design and produce pins are not as high as they used to be.
Yeah.
They're a lot more affordable. You can get them done a lot easier, a lot faster.
The turnaround is pretty good for the company that we use.
Yeah. And also everybody loves pins. It's something that you can wear, whether it be on a casual jacket or on a formal jacket or on a backpack or on a purse, on a hat. I have some on my hats. And
I'm even starting to like tell people, like, because people that don't know how to wear pins, I just tell them, buy a canvas at an art supply store and then just push the pins onto the canvas, and it's like your pin collection can become your artwork, your art piece. at your home. So yeah.
Because that is one thing that we're doing here. We have how big is the
we're
canvas?
almost a third of the way. So the canvas that I have is a 24 by 40 24 by 48.
Yeah.
It's a 2 foot by 4 foot canvas vertical. And I spray painted it gray just so that the pins can pop a little bit more. And we're a third of the way.
Yeah, we probably have a little bit over 100 plus. No, close.
I have no idea, but it's a lot.
Between 75 and 100 pins from, artists that we know, artists that are friends, our own pins, and just pins that we liked and enjoyed. And every time we go to, whether it be an art show or a convention, or if there are pins, like, we want to see them, we want to get some, because again, they're on the affordable side. They're on average, I think the average price is $10.
Yeah. The pins can range between 10 to 15. Some specialty pins, people will sell them like 17, 18, maybe 20 if it's like a very limited edition, like big size. Some artists, like, they even sell pins like at $5-6.
Yeah.
So it's very affordable, and it's like a piece of their artwork.
Yeah, because I do prefer pins over prints for the aspect of, you can wear it, you can show it off, versus having an 8x10 print that I have to find a frame for it and then find a location for it. And not saying that prints are bad, because you can get a nice archival G-clay print, but the average visitor, coming to our house will be like, oh, that's a cool print. And that's it,
Yeah.
Versus a pin, like, oh, that's a cool pin. And then, like, oh, it's shiny and it's wearable.
Yeah, but that only works in our case, since we already have a lot of things on the walls, a lot of paintings on the walls. But for the typical art collector consumer, if they can't afford the original of the painting, they would like a nice detailed print of that painting. So it's like that works in that case. But for people that don't have wall space, then just get a pin.
Yeah.
It's easier. Ooh, I might want to start selling my pins a little bit more expensive, but putting them, like, punching them through, like, the small canvases that Michael's has, the 2x3 little canvases, and then just paint the background, and then just put the pin, and then put a little frame on it. Oh, new project. Framing pins.
That would be cool. But again, would that be just for...
That would be just for fun. I would only have like 5.
Okay. Yeah, and again, that's where it's like...
Unless it blows up, and then I just have another 5 more.
Yeah. Yeah, because, that's where the original versus commercial aspect comes into play. Because, it's... when we're talking about commercials, like, we have to mass produce it.
Yeah.
So anybody at any time can get it.
Yeah.
And versus original art, that's like, you can't mass produce original art and make it be good and meaningful.
Yeah.
Because it's, time is everything. And most of the time, the more time you spend on a painting, the more of yourself you're putting into your piece. And not saying that commercials paintings are soulless, but you can see the difference between someone putting in 100 hours on a painting versus someone putting in 20 minutes or an hour, give or take.
But I do feel like prints are crucial for an artist. Just because, not a lot of people can afford a big piece, and if people are buying your artwork as an artist, it's hard to like paint or like to produce a lot of artwork when you have like a big demand. So that's why people get prints.
Yeah.
And that way you could keep selling while you're in the middle of making new stuff.
Yeah. And and also the size of it, like you said, the wall space aspect of it, like, because usually you would get a print of a painting that is too big for your house, and it's too much money, so you get 8 by 10, 11 by 14, even 20 by 30 poster size print of the painting, and because the original painting is too big. And but yeah, we are looking into doing merch for even just for the gallery, just again to have that accessibility for anyone who wants to support the podcast. They can buy a hoodie, be warm, and showcase the gallery, or have a hat with the Lardest podcast, supporting the podcast and stuff like that. But it's in the works. We have a couple prototypes. We are making pins for the Lardest podcast. We have a couple pins for the gallery itself. All that's going to be linked in the description, hopefully, if I remember. Mainly if I don't forget. But yeah, with that in mind, we want to thank you for listening to the podcast and supporting the podcast. Again, this is going to be season 2.
Season 2.
This episode will probably be out as soon as we're done recording, for the most part, just because we do want to have that ball rolling
every Wednesday. No, I don't know when.
Yeah,
every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Ooh, I got it right.
Every Wednesday morning, we're going to have a new episode coming out. It's going to be on all the platforms available for podcasting, which will be on Apple, on Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music. They have a podcast section. Also on iHeartRadio and some of the other podcast platforms. They're a little bit more obscure, but people are still listening to them, so you can listen to them everywhere. We will have video podcasts as well, and the video podcast won't come out the same day as the audio podcast, just because the video does take a little bit longer time to edit and all that fun stuff. But if I can streamline that a little bit better, they should be coming out close, if not a day apart. And any final remarks? I know usually we always ask our guests for a tip of the day type of thing, like what would you tell an upcoming artist? So I guess for our tip coming into this year, what tip would you give somebody?
Draw more. Not necessarily paint more, just draw more. Fundamentals like is key. So if you start developing or continue developing, the drawing, then your paintings would, come out good. But just draw more. At least that's what I'm trying to tell myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I guess my tip would be just if you can't find a show to do, make your own. Just set up art in your place and tell your friends to come over and check out your work. That
works.
Because again, everyone, as an artist, we have artwork at our house. And if we can't go to a show or there's no shows coming up, it's like, why limit yourself. Like just invite people over. Tell one friend and have that one friend bring 2 other people. And if you do that, if you tell 10 people to each one bring 2 other people to see your art, that's that's already 30 people.
That's called a Ponzi scheme.
It's a pyramid scheme. No, but I know, right? But yeah, no, just do a show, like showcase your art everywhere and anywhere. And if you have a small apartment and you may not have enough space, well, like, does your friend have a garage, or do you have a garage? Just set up art in your garage. Or one of the things that we do here every now and again, we'll do an open gallery event where the artwork is not necessarily on the walls all the time. It's like we'll have racks where we store art. Like, look through them. Like we don't have to display them perfectly. It's like, no, just come over, look at the art, and if you like it, cool, buy it. If you don't like it, cool, look at another one. And but yeah, so just make your own shows, do your own research on shows, and just do it. And if you guys need any help on curating or hosting a show, feel free to ask, because again, we're open books. That's why we're doing the podcast too, just because we want to share what we know with everyone. And if there's a question that you might have, let us know. Hit us up. LosRanoGallery.com/podcast, or our contact page on Los Rano Gallery. You can hit us up on Instagram at the LA Artist Podcast, or Los Rano Gallery. Either one, hit us up. This is Andrew Rano, also known as ARYSTUDIO. I am Mr. David Rano, and thank you for listening. And yeah,
bye.
Have a good one, everybody. You have been listening to the LA Artist Podcast. Feel free to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss the latest episode. You can see bonus content on our Instagram at Los Rano Gallery, as well as our website, losranogallery.com/podcast. Stay creative, keep creating, and no matter what, be passionate about your art.